Top of the morning, top of the morning. What's goody, what's goody? Tafashe, top of the morning. Thanks for being in the building. Oh, yeah, I see that. I'm not tripping on, I'm just starting anyway, getting it going. I got to start making sure I'm on time and committed to the process. So I'm not tripping on people being here or not, or wherever they come from. What's funny? I'd even promote this live on Instagram or Twitter like I usually do. I just turned it right on and got to going. So it's all good. Yeah, so it's a lot to catch up on. A lot's been going down in the news, understandably, and I'm pretty sure, most of y'all are caught up on what's been going on today. Actually, I'm looking up. I need to find that other post. I had another post. Let me see. Turn the volume off. But I was looking at another post today. You find it. Bam, bam, bam. All right. Say that. All right. Top of the morning, top of the morning. Daniel Puga was good with it. I hope I pronounced your last name wrong. I'm going to just say Daniel P. if I'm off. Daniel P., respectfully, because I didn't know how to pronounce the name. But Biggs 909 was popping with it. Was good with it. Top of the morning to y'all. Glad y'all filling the building, man. Appreciate y'all. Just going through some things. Trying to get my stuff together. Where's that? There you go. Feeling okay this morning. Not as good as I should. I had a rough night. Dealing with some family stuff. But everybody's alive. Everybody's okay. Just dealing with some, and just family stuff, So I had a rough night. But I'm up. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm breathing. So God said, whatever it is, it's fine. You'll be okay. I'm going to wake you up in the morning, get back to life, get back to living, get back to praising, get back to loving, get back to sharing, get back to caring. So that's what I'm on, Breezy, what up with it? Top of the morning to ya. How you doing? How you feeling? What's going on? I really do hope all is well with a lot of you. And when I say that, I know a lot of people say, hope all is well or how you doing. I genuinely mean that. You know what I mean? Like, I really do hope all is well. I really do hope you guys are doing awesome. And the reason why I say that is because so many of us are so tucked away with our things, and people ask you how you doing. You say, "Oh, I'm good." And then good just has become a formulaic phrase that you say when people ask you how you doing, knowing inside you're not doing well at all. And I get it. It can be uncomfortable to just unload on somebody. Pause. With like what you feel may be stress or depression. I get it, but it feels like you don't want to be that person where people think you always have an issue or you always unload on them with like sad information. But I say look at it like this. Where does your prayer come from? Right? Like, I know you probably pray for yourself, but sometimes you need to be surrounded by prayer. So if you don't tell your things, if you say you're good all the time, then people just assume you're good. Right? And sometimes you need prayer from outside sources. Sometimes you need a community of people praying for you to get you through things. Or not even just prayer. What about help? Right? What if you're going through your financial things, you're going through a real tough time, and you say, "Oh, I'm good," but you're not really good though. Right? You're not good. You may be dealing with something at work, and you probably just lost your job. Probably dealing with a landlord who's tough on you, or just money slow. So maybe you can't get rent fast enough. Now your landlord is threatening you for eviction, right? Or you need Your car just had a bad something and you need a couple of $100 to get it fixed. Whatever the case may be, I'm saying, like, if you never speak about what's going on, then how can you get help? How can you get the proper help? You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm trying to ask you. Oh, I understand that. You know, being a mom, man, it's tough. You know what I mean? I do appreciate you being here, and I do hope all is well with you and the whole family. I really do. You know. So yeah, I think we all should speak our things, say what's on your mind. Because here's everybody and okay, it's about knowing who you're talking to, because there's the people who take information and weaponize it. Then people aren't your friends, so don't connect. People who weaponize your things aren't your friends. That's out, right? So, but the people you should be able to talk about the hard times, finances, stress, health, whatever. Those people usually will try to help you in some kind of way, even if it's words of encouragement. Now, if it's tangible, that's cool too. But there's an understanding between the both of y'all that said, I'm not telling you this so you can go in your pockets and help me. I'm telling you this because you asked me what was wrong, and I'm telling you my real concerns. If you happen to help me, I'm appreciative of that. If you don't, and you just got words of encouragement or you prayer for me and stuff like that, I'm equally um 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 pleased. I'm equally like, oh man, thank you. I feel supported. I feel warm. I feel like you are a safe space and somebody I can go to when I'm dealing with something rough and I need to be handled in a certain kind of way, and not looked at as someone trying to pull a play, you know. So yeah, Sunshine Baby is definitely in the building. Good morning to you. Good to see you. Yeah, you feel me, Tafashe? You can't. It's we got to be honest with ourselves, man. And look, it's 2025. Times are tough. You understand that times are tough for us all. You know what I mean? I go through my things every day about life stuff that is heavy, heavy. I don't talk about it all here because though I'm very transparent and very vulnerable, I also have a wife. So there's the half trust in that too, where I don't tell all my business. Me, I don't care. But out of respect for my wife, I don't tell everything, right? But also, it's tough. Life is hard. It's kicking all our butts. And there you have your good days and your bad days, but I'm here to tell you, you ain't alone in none of your issues. It's it's tough. And I'm talking about before we even get to the government and what's going on in laws and politics, it'd be tough at the house or your own city, your own area, dealing with family sometime and friends or old friends, rumors, health, wealth. It's tough, and I'm not trying to make this a whole homeroom about being depressed. I'm trying. The big picture is how to push through and support being the main topic. You need your support system, your circle, your covenant, whatever that looks like to you. You need them in times like this because it's hard to get through by yourself. A lot of things only me and my wife know, and because I can tell her the things I'm going through privately. She can speak back to me, and these are the things sometimes we help each other. Like she's my crutch when I need it. I'm her crutch when she needed. But if I didn't have my wife in that aspect, I could talk to somebody like a Rios. I can tell Rios some shit, and he have good advice. He's a good listener, and he can really, excuse me, pour into me where it helps. I have a good set of friends that I can talk to, and I got friends I can cry in front of, and they don't look at me like I'm less than a man. You know what I mean? You guys put an arm around you, be like, man, it's gonna be cool. Let me pray for you. Or if it's a thing where you can help, where it's tangible, oh man, I got you. Let me do that for you. I got you. Let me help you in there. Let me help you with that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's just about support. having that. It's important to. We can't do life by ourselves. God did not intend for you to do life by yourself. I know a lot of us are introverts, but even with being introvert, you got to have somebody or some kind of support system that you can go to hold you up and hold you accountable. Top of the morning, everybody fall in. Shaq, good morning. Top of the morning to you. Visionary Star, top of the morning to you. Appreciate y'all falling in. Let's see if yes, 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 yes. Rich Religion is definitely in the building. Appreciate you falling through. Real talk. See, let me see right here. Right here. So my platform. First of all, Tafashe, thank you for saying that. I appreciate you, my good brother, for real, for even saying that and looking to us in such a way. My platform is what I intentionally want to make this a safe space because I'll be going through my things. Right now, life is kicking my butt right now. Literally, as I'm talking to you, life is kicking my butt. But I also have my foundation in faith. And ultimately, I'm already victorious because I got God on my side. Now, while God's working it out, our flesh gets weak and we worry and we doubt sometimes, and we gotta work on that because you can't pray for something and then worry about it. But we are human and it's a thing. And I'll be a liar if I said I did it perfectly every time or anything perfectly every time. You know what I mean? But um, I'm trying to fight through these things and pray about these things and try to work it out. But most importantly, I give it to God. And let me tell you something, for people who aren't followers of Christ or Christians, giving it to God and let Him take care of it doesn't mean we sit around and wait for God to create miracles. Now, it happens however it happens. But if I'm praying for money, say if I'm praying for money for something, right? That doesn't mean I sit in my house and wait for God to miraculously send me a check. You don't mean that. Faith without works is dead. That is in the Bible, in real life. So, I'm working to try to get my things. I just have to look at it like, let me not sit in it and worry about it. Let me not sit in depression about it. Because that's where the devil finds himself. That's what he finds himself getting at you. Is when you're going through your things. When you down on your luck and you feel like ain't no way out, you can't see a way out because you lost your way. What I mean by lost your way is you forgot that God can do it for you. If you believe that. Right? And if you forget that God can do it for you, you'll find yourself swaying off somewhere else. And if you are swaying off somewhere else, you're separating yourself from Him, not like in a sinful way, just a human, fleshy kind of way. And then that's where you find the devil. You meet the devil in those spaces. The devil loves when you're by yourself. He loves when you're depressed. He loves when you're stressed out. He loves when you don't know what to do. He loves when you don't know where your next check coming from. He loved it when now you're on a money thing and you're trying to figure out the bread and rent's due and you're thinking about doing that other thing to get the money. He loved that. He would love to make that illegal thing work against you so you can find yourself in a tougher situation. And you start to create these narratives of how it happened and find yourself cursing God because you feel like He's to blame because He didn't do it for you when you should have been patiently waiting. I don't mean like not working, but you shouldn't try to cut corners to get it done. The devil loves to put those little temptations in front of you and you just choose one. You know what I mean? Exactly. Real talk. Real talk, Biggs 909. You know, and it gets hard wrestling with that sometimes because as humans we do see. One thing I do is when I find myself in a mode of like heavy worrying. I start to rebuke the spirit of fear because we aren't to live in fear as people who follow Christ. That's not a spirit we're supposed to take on. You know what I mean? Our God is victorious. So what happens is when you find yourself in that worry space or that doubt space a little bit, you check it. You got to check it. You got to check it. Even if you got to shake it off in real time, shake it off and start praying or something. You got to shake it. You got to shake it. You know, because you know this is how faith works. If I gave you a tangible example, if let's take somebody like Tafashe. Let's say Tafashe dealing with a real life issue, right? And Tafashe is dealing with some finance problems, right? And I tell Tafashe, yo, let's pray about it. We pray about it because he's a man of God. I'm a man of God. I mean, I'm not saying if he is or not. I'm just saying like if he's a man of God and I'm a man of God, we prayed about it, and then we believe that God's going to do it for him, right? And in the way that he sees fit, but he's going to take care of him, right? And we believe that. Then he starts to worry. We start to talk, and he starts to worry, man. I may need to still do that thing. I don't really want to do that life, man. I got my son, but I got to go do that thing. And I'm telling him, bro, don't do that. Just trust in God. You're already working. You're trying to do extra shifts or whatever the case may be, but just do that, right? He's starting to lose faith. He's worrying a little bit. Why? Because humans are creatures of control. We want to be in control. And if we can't control it, like if I can't make myself get up and go get the money, then it's hard for me to see how the money going to come, right? So we start doing that. We start doing these things instead of waiting on God by doing it the way you know how to do it and believing he's going to take care of it because you have that belief that he's going to do it. You know, ultimately grounded in faith. But if that gets shaky, you start to worry. But if I told Tafashe, in another example, if Tafashe know me to be a rich man, I'm talking about a man not rich in spirit, I'm talking about rich in actual wealth. And I told Tafashe, look, I know you got the bills coming up, and I know your son and rent and stuff like that, whatever. So you got you need to rent in like 2 weeks, or you need the bills in 2 weeks, or you need a new car, whatever the case may be. Look, I'm gonna take care of it, right? Not only am I gonna take care of it, I'm gonna put an extra rack or two on top of it. Just give me the. I gotta go out of town. I'll be back, and I'll personally hand you the money a week before rent. And he know me as a rich man. I'm his friend. He know I got the bread, and I'm telling him when I go out of town, when I come back, I'm gonna give you the money myself. You know what Tafashe gonna do? He gonna sit his ass down and not worry no more. That's what he gonna do. He gonna go to work like he do, but instant relief will come over him if I tell him I got the money, and I'll do it. Why? Because humans have a problem with control and things we can see and things that we can compute in our brains. He can see me, a person he knows with money, going on the flight, coming home, and giving him the money and paying for that thing. So he immediately stops worrying because he believes that I'm going to do it in real life. But the other way, he said he believes, and he start worrying because you have no control. You know what I mean? And in my instance, he had no control over me and my money either. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about control over how his brain computes the situation. He can see a world where I come back and hand him the money for his situation. You can see that in real time, in real physical space, right? But when you're dealing with faith, you got to go deeper. You got to work it out it's a deeper understanding when you're grounded in faith. It's deep, right? It's like not being afraid, or if you're a Christian man, you're not afraid of demons. And then a demon show up. And you're like, oh shit. Now it's now real practice happens. Like now you got to do what you got to do in front. Now you got to believe what you say you believe in real time. And the demon knows, he knows fear. So he knows if you don't even believe what you're saying, you just know the words. Or I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Run from me now. All the things they say in movies when the exorcist is happening. You just saying it. You don't believe it, you just saying it. So that's why demons don't run when we're weak-minded people. When people are not grounded in their faith. They know you don't believe it. That's why they're showing up and attacking you like that. Right? I know we're going deep, but but we got to be grounded in that faith. And I'm talking about actual faith where we believe that it's going to happen. right? Now, I'm not saying just because you worry a bit sometimes, whatever, that you're not grounded in faith. That's not what I'm saying. We're human. So we're going to have our mistakes. We're going to do our things, right? But there's a deeper kind of belief that it makes it a little different for somebody who completely flashes out and don't believe. There's a difference there. You know what I mean? And you got to find you got to really sit back and ask yourself, do you? Do you believe it in real life? Do you believe you're going to be okay? We tell our kids that, right? We go through our life stuff and life is hard and jobs is hard and LA's getting more expensive by the day. Groceries are $1,000. Your food stamps don't get you what they used to get you. Section 8 ain't as low as it used to be. The job ain't paying like it used to, right? Your dollar gas is going up. The price of things is going. Your kid don't understand none of it because he or she just wants stuff, right? You're dealing with these things daily in life. How do you stay calm? How do you stay like, okay, life is this, but it's going to change soon, right? Because I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. I'm gonna get on my job. I'm gonna do my things. I'm talented. All these things, yes, but also, where's your calmness coming in at? How do you calm yourself? How do you keep yourself focused on knowing it's going to be okay? What makes you think it's going to be okay? Is it just a thing you tell your son for him to not worry at night, or your kid for them if they worried about something? We gotta really. That's why I say practice faith. Practice. Like and like I said, I'm always make sure I'm very intentional on speaking to you, but speaking to me also, right? So I'm never talking from, though I have a lot of experience in different areas of different things. I'm never talking completely to someone about something unless it's something I'm truly against and don't indulge in, right? But as far as what I'm talking about right now, I'm talking to y'all, but I'm talking to me because this is my life right now also. Me being grounded in faith and fighting to stay focused on God and work in my family for things and be patient for things I pray for. That I need, here's the thing, the key, that I need right now. That I need in real things I prayed for a long time ago, or last week, or months ago. But despite the fact, things I need right now in real time. How do I stay focused and calm, right, and relaxed and strong in my faith, right, if I don't practice that? So I'm not just talking to y'all and whoever needs to hear it or whoever may be struggling with that. I'm talking to myself because I struggle with that. I'm never talking from a privileged position of like, yeah, y'all need to do this better. Like, no, nigga, I'm y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really trying to get it together. I'm not saying that. I really fight every morning to turn this computer on and go live and laugh and talk and clown and talk about other topics and subjects. When I turn this thing off, I try to stop myself from stressing out. So I'm praying a lot more nowadays. I'm praying a whole lot more. I talk to God all through my day. All through the day, I'm talking to God. I'm praying over and over again about things and not just asking Him for things all the time either. Just praying for my safety, my family's safety. Praying for y'all. Praying for anybody who hear my words. Praying for the people. Praying for me and how I feel about things in the world. I had to pray for myself yesterday about how I felt when I initially saw Charlie Kirk get shot on my Instagram. I had to pray about what I initially felt about seeing that, knowing he's a racist. He was a racist, a sexist, and an asshole. And I'm not down talking the dead. I'm saying first of all, this is who he was. It's a fact. But also, that's who I saw him as. And now I'm wrestling with how I feel about right in the middle of like, you asked for this in a sense, but who asked for that? And not only who asked for that, then my other side is like, you're a Christian man and you know that's wrong. No matter no matter who he is, no matter what he felt, no matter what he said, you're a Christian man and you know that's wrong. So now I'm struggling and I'm wrestling with myself, right? I'm wrestling with myself, struggling with myself about how I should feel. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, I listened to him so many times. Forget these little clips that's coming out now. I've been listening to Charlie Kirk for years, debate people, debate kids at Harvard, debate other leftists, political pundits, Christian men, Christian women, lesbians, blacks, all kind of people. He's been, in my opinion, since I've been hearing him, he's been racist, sexist, a bunch of ist since I've been knowing him, since I've been hearing him speak for years. And I watched that man get killed on camera yesterday on my timeline. I even know what the video was. I heard him speaking and I was about to listen to it, and I pushed the sound on, and then a minute I'm focused in, I watched that man get shot at what seemed like the neck. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know it was real. I'm like, is this real? I had to Google it. And I found out it was real. So now I'm wrestling with like, damn, like all that stuff you've been talking about. Even the quote he said about gun control and how we need a couple more deaths for gun laws. Something crazy he said. He would just get off a gun conversation. And then that happened. And the petty, human, fleshy me want to talk some shit. Now, I didn't go public with anything. I didn't say anything on Instagram. I didn't make a comment. I didn't do a slick meme or anything. I didn't do none of that stuff. But the petty me wanted to play some games. But the Christian me had to check myself. First of all, no, don't do that, right? And also deal with yourself and how you feel in real time. When you're by yourself, not in front of people, not trying to sway the crowd and not trying to rile the people up, deal with yourself and how you're feeling right now in real time about this. And that was my struggle yesterday, dealing with that particular topic. Dealing with that. You know what I mean? Because I can't call myself a Christian man and then start acting a certain kind of way all in front of the camera and out loud. Because, as you know, you can only tell a Christian by the fruits, not because he say he's Christian. So my action is going to be how all y'all look at me like, is he real or not? You can look at me and say he's a Christian man who struggles because I'm human, right? But I never want y'all to look at me and say he ain't a Christian at all. Look what he be saying. Look how he be treating people. Look how nasty and rude he is. Look how he be lying. Look how he treat his wife. Look how he treat his friends. Look what kind of stuff he puts out in the world. I never want to be that type. I fight to never be that type person. I'm not naturally that type person, but I also don't want to ever be seen as a hypocrite when it comes to my faith. So, but me even talking about this right now with y'all, which the first time I talked about it, is the actual struggle. I'm just being honest and vulnerable and transparent with you all. That's an actual struggle I was having in real time, even now. Because I thought about all the things, all the clips, all the times I was pissed listening to him lie about some fake statistics he made up about black people in jail or women in education and black babies and fathers in homes. He lied and lied and lied and lied and lied again on us and our people about how we are operating in America. Just lies and lies to get some racist narrative across. Knowing he's talking to somebody not educated enough to even refute the statistics or the lies. Just getting it off. You know what I mean? Like, just saying things about my people. Just disrespectful. And it wasn't just my people. You're talking about all around racist. So when this happens, it's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I say? You know, so what I did was shut up. Don't say nothing. Until you can deal with how you feel or what you're feeling, don't say anything. Because it's going to be pure emotion. And your emotion will drive you off a cliff, depending on what you're feeling. I didn't have the capacity to speak on anything yesterday about it technically. I mean? I didn't really have the capacity to speak on it. Um, I've processed some things, and overnight I processed some things and was thinking this morning, and that's tough because also I do feel like I can't forget he has a wife and two babies. And no matter what I thought about my political views or my views about race, religion, or whatever the case may be, whoever somebody may deem me a bad person somewhere, I don't know. But if you did, like, I would hate for that to happen to me, and then my wife, I don't even want to think about nothing like that. I so I don't speak. This is just my thoughts on like why I didn't speak on something or why I feel the way I feel, why my blackness and people. What happens is with us black people, we have a struggle with like what did we put first? Your moral beliefs, your black skin, your foundation and faith, no matter what you claim to be or believe in. And we have that struggle of the three things on like, what do we put in front? What's most important? Am I black before I'm a child of God? Am I a child of God, but also I feel like I'm morally right in killing you if you do something, say something crazy or whatever the case may be? Where do you know what I mean? So we have that struggle of like these things jumping in front of each other in a different moments, in different times for different situations. And we're judged by those same three things when it comes to, look, forget going outside. Let's stay inside our own circle. When it comes to our own people, we judged on what we put in front. Real talk. So I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about that. And I think that's the best way to, for me, that's the best way for me to talk about that. Is to admit I don't know what to feel about that. I don't. I don't want to come off as um heartless. I don't want to come off as insensitive. I don't want to sound like somebody who's not a child of God, who's not a man of God, who's not a Christian man. I don't want to sound like someone who's not that. You know what I mean? I also don't want to disrespect a grieving mother and her two children. I also don't want to disrespect whoever believes opposite of what happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday. And what I mean by that is because people love to say, oh, all racists. They just throw everybody in a group. No matter which way it goes, everybody throws people in a group. But there's some people I talked to yesterday that they aren't racist. They don't consider themselves the left or right, and they're not even white and feel horrible about what happened. Some of these people are not even Christian. So, I don't want to lump everybody into some group about how I feel about how they should feel about these things. I think a lot of us should shut up more. I think everything ain't for a voiced opinion. I think if you have, look, stand on what you want to stand on. If you want to stand on something, stand on it. If you want to be loud about it, be loud about it. But do that, right? If you find yourself in a space like myself and you do have a platform, think about it. Don't just say nothing crazy. Don't just jump out there with your high on emotions and you just say this thing that you may have to pull back later. Not because you're afraid of getting canceled or anything like that, just for the fact that your feelings on it might change. Your morality starts to kick in, and that moment of clarity sets in, and you're like, wow, I didn't need to say that. And now that I got to pull back, I hurt so many people already by what I said. Man, it's tough. Here's the other thing. What's crazy is, if I'm not mistaken, quote me if I'm wrong. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong if anybody knows. There was also a school shooting yesterday. There was a school shooting yesterday that nobody even talked about. Well, some people reported on it, but on a large scale, nobody talked about it because of what happened to Charlie Kirk. And I'm not here to say if it's wrong or not. I'm just saying it's wickedness going on all over the place. And this is the world we live in. We live in a world where like school shootings are now not the headline. Depending on what's going on, depending on how much of a celebrity or famous person is, a school shooting can now get second and third place to that and be bundled in the news somewhere. Maybe be on third page or something like that. Be talked about. Yeah. Crazy. Sorry about that. My bad. Oh, here. So in Colorado, Colorado, Evergreen High School. One student killed, two injured before a suspect turns gun on himself, which is the usual formula for a school shooting. Somebody killed, some people injured. School, the person, I'm not going to say kid or not, the person usually either gets killed by police or kills himself. Just like the same old story. Horrible every single time. I can't imagine this thing keeps happening all the time. What's crazy is school shootings in America are not even rare anymore. They're considered common. I didn't mean to be on this kind of dark uh, subject matter and topics and heavy, you know, heavy subjects or heavy feelings or whatever. I just, it's what's going on today, and how do I not discuss it? How do I laugh through these things? You know what I mean? Like how do you? I don't know, man. Word. A 13-year-old kid that had an arsenal of rifles in the house. 13-year-old. 13 years old. 13 years old. I, and you know what's crazy? Not crazy at all. But I don't know if y'all see it or feel it. It's the tension in the air. Now, there's been tension, and I'll say this: there's been tension more so. I'll say the Trump era than ever before. I don't mean like there wasn't worse thing to happen in American history. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the tension that I feel or I've been feeling about something's brewing has been tough since the first sign of Trump era. I mean, the first presidency. And because I remember hearing inklings of like war, right? But it had nothing to do with war outside of this country. It was like war here, like on land, on in these in American cities, and on the streets we walk and drive every day, and at home, and the divisiveness about you know is it the government and the people, or a certain type of people versus another type of people. Like all these questions have been a thing. It's been brewing, and people been having these feelings of like all these things, and I'm just like nowadays if you look at what happened with Charlie Kirk yesterday, and then the reports that's popping up in the news, it's almost like they're pushing for like, see, look. So look where they took it to, right? I heard a lady say. I wish I had the clip. I heard a lady say, um, "Yeah, you see what happened with Charlie? Charlie Kirk is a direct sign or direct something from the Democrats." I wish I could find that clip. She said, "Yeah, what happened to Charlie Kirk was a confirmation from the Democrats. They're claiming it." You know, I'm like, lady, in politics, whoever that woman was, I'm like, they don't even have the suspect. They mistakenly had two suspects who weren't the suspect. And I'm talking about she said this yesterday after the shooting. They don't even have the suspect. How are you saying the Democrats did this? It's almost like they're using this thing. I'm not saying they claim it. I'm saying they're using this thing to create a narrative of like, see, they took it up another notch. It was all political, and now they're shooting our people. And you know how that goes when the government start saying crazy things and on the news and pushing. Um, Hell, that's how January 6th happened, right? You heard the tone from Trump when he was speaking about what was going on before January 6th. I mean, I'm sorry, before January 6th and the day of, the morning of. You heard how Trump was speaking, saying that he wasn't calling for people to do that, but you heard the speech. It was implied. Go down there and get off, basically. So even with this murder yesterday, it's like he want everybody in America to fly the American flag half mast. No disrespect to Charlie Kirk, but when we start doing that, I'm talking about look, out of everybody who died in American history, you have your people who we flew the flag half mast for, certain figures, right? But never in the history of America, just because a guy who was an influencer spoke on different, we just flew the flag half mast for that. I don't understand. What are you trying to show? Or who are you trying to make this out to be? And who are you trying to rile up? Yesterday, do I have that clip? I don't think I have that clip. Yesterday in LA, here in LA, yesterday they had we had a Taste of Soul. It's like for those who don't know LA, we have an event called Taste of Soul. I think it was Taste of Soul, not in the Crenshaw area though. It was a food event, something like that. And they had it in LA somewhere, and I think some people showed up. If I'm not mistaken, let me see. Yeah, Taste of Soul was canceled. I'm sorry, that's what happened. A Taste of Soul was canceled in LA because in Huntington Beach, white man, you know what I gotta find? I gotta get this clip for y'all. Let me not even talk about it. I'm gonna show y'all. But yeah, it's all kind of stuff going down right now, and I'm like, they're using all these things to hype the people up to start something. And I don't know. I don't claim to be a conspiracy theorist, and I don't know the ultimate goal for anything. I just think crazy stuff, right? So I'm like, well, if they start riling up the people to what seems like a race war, right? Because they talk politics, but it's really race, right? To start a race war, then Trump will also have grounds to deploy National Guard on all of America, on whatever major city that thing's stopping in. Instead of just saying he needs to reduce crime, so I'll send the National Guard to Chicago. Like it's like now he can use that for like, we need to send the National Guard to LA. They tripping down there, and then whatever city is next, and then eventually, what's next. Hey man, it's I feel like a couple things. I feel like, what do you do? What do we do? Like as 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 human beings. I don't want to say as people because I don't want y'all to think I'm just talking about black people. I'm talking about as human beings in America that are civilians and not in the government of no kind of way, no political side, right? What do we do? Because is it going to get better politically? I don't think so. In my opinion, I don't think so. So, what happens when? What if they try to detention camp all of us, or what's it called? What's it called when they do when they put all the troops on the ground and set up base camps and start rounding up the people? I forgot what it's called. But what happens when that happens? Do we not have fight in us? I'm talking about as Americans. Do you think we have fight in us if that happens? And I'm talking about. Then you gotta ask yourself: it's one thing to have fight in you. Do you got fight? Do you got that level of fight in you? I remember I heard this. I'm gonna call him an idiot. No disrespect to dude, but it sounded like an idiot. I heard that idiot talking about. He talking about don't send the National Guard to Chicago because you don't know about these niggas over here. These niggas got switches over here. We ain't scared of the National Guard. I'm like, nigga, do you understand what you're saying? I understand we be thinking we tough. Martial law. That's what I was talking about. Thank you. Appreciate that. What's it, 2 cents? I appreciate that. Martial law. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They've been trying to implement that forever, looking for a reason. Appreciate that martial law, straight up. Um, what was I saying? I don't know. King 88, appreciate you. Real talk, shout out to you too, my good brother. Um, but yeah, man, it's like, what do we do? In Chicago dudes, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Chicago dude, my man from Chicago talking about, yeah, don't come to Chicago. We got switches down here. We ain't scared of y'all. Niggas in Chicago gonna fight back, brother. Let me tell you something. It was the brother who said it. So, brother to brother, I'm gonna look you in your face and be honest with you. If you ever to see this, you most likely you won't see this, but if you ever to see this, let me tell you something. You gotta relax. You have to relax. If the National Guard come to Chicago and kick up any kind of dust, you and your homies and your switches will never to be heard about again if it goes to war. You will never be seen again if war goes down between National Guard and thugs in Chicago. What are we talking about? And look, you know what? I'm like, think about this. Like, think about the ignorance in that statement, how insulting that is. You talking about the American military. What are you talking about? People just be saying stuff. That's what kills me. It's like, yo, we're in dire times. It's wicked out here. We don't know what's going on with our government. Our president is a racist and on a power trip. He wants to be king, right? He wants to be the big dog on top. He wants to never be removed from power and changing laws and changing all things to make sure he's in a position to where all control is lost and he's in in command over all things, even the government. Right? He's trying to they setting up plays that are going to ruin our futures and our kids' future and our kids' future. And not to say he's going to win or not. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the plays are being set up. And you talking about going to war with yo. Sometimes we can be so embarrassing. Sometimes we can be so embarrassing. You know what the other option is? Leaving the country. Any one of y'all ever thought about that? For the people who do live here in America, any of you thought about like, yo, maybe I need to leave the country. Maybe I need to go live somewhere else. Because it's been a real thought for some of us, for a lot of us. I remember Ghana. I think Ghana's still offering dual citizenships to African Americans. I know people who left. It's a black family I follow on YouTube where I've been watching their videos for almost 10 years. They moved to Portugal like 10 years ago. And they show all the life, how they live in Portugal, the life and healthcare and the food and the cost of living and the peace, the culture. And you just be like, why am I here in America again? Niggas is out here, niggas in the world abroad living life. I'm not saying there ain't no problems nowhere. I'm just saying like everything ain't like here. Because what America has is the best marketing team. America has the most amazing marketing team. I mean, so that's why we all fell for the belief of like, oh, our country is the greatest. You know what I mean? Like, yo. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. You just be like, where can I go? No country's perfect. But then one thing, it's crazy. One thing that Uber has afforded me is to meet all types of people, different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different social statuses, all type of people. I talk to these people every single day. People from, and this is LA, major city, LAX. So I talk to people from all around the world every day. And what that opportunity has afforded me to get a realistic view sometimes when I can't leave the country or I haven't in a while, it gives me a realistic view talking to all these different people in all these different places. And when we have these conversations about America or the government or where they live and cost of living and crime and like whatever, all these things, culture, a lot of times they can hear it in my voice and look at my face and be like, well, why are you still there? And I'll be like, well, cause my mama here, my parents are here, my family's here, my wife family's here, I'm doing music, my job's here, um, everything I know is here, you know. And they'd be like, all right, well, do your thing. And I just be like, yo, that's crazy, man. I don't know, man. Yeah, we do, but here's the thing. Not so much depending on where you go. I'm not saying racism isn't a global issue. It 100% is. But it's when you talk to, for example, I got to find a, I wish I had the page here. There's an Instagram page I follow. There's an app I have, which I can probably find the app. But there's also a YouTube page I follow where it talks about the best places outside of America where Black people thrive and flourish, right? Real people in these real places telling you real experiences on how they live in these places and what actually goes on in these places. From everything from police to healthcare to schooling to nightlife to groceries to just being out at beaches and all these things. Like so, it's not like I'm just going to jump and go live somewhere. But we have people all over the world who live in these places who are telling you like, yo, y'all should come here. It's a whole. We have whole. Look, there's a whole communities and places, whole cities and neighborhoods in some of these places where all Black people thrive. And I'm not saying no place is a utopia. Even Africa has been like torn apart and ripped apart, and being American in some of these countries, like even with Ghana, I offer dual citizenship, and I love Ghanaians, right? But in Ghana, you're gonna deal with that. You ever interview? I'm sorry, look at YouTube pages where expats move to Ghana and live there, been in some 15, some 20 years, some 50 years, and they talk about the good and the bad of living in Ghana. It's not a shot at Ghana. It's just like, yo, this is the world we live in. You have problems everywhere. Sometimes they come from your own people. Sometimes they come from people who look like you that aren't your people. So there's problems all over the place for sure. But there's places for sure that will treat. And I'm hearing this from. I've only heard this from my experiences talking to people from all over. There's tons of places for sure that a black man and a black woman can go where it's not as bad as the things you have experienced back at your own house here in America. From hood shit to gangster shit to American politics to racism to white supremacy. You just got to do the research. I'm not saying I'm bound to go to some paradise you want to go to just because you want to go to some place where I want to go to Peru because I love Peru. And I'm like, all right, nigga, have you done your research on what it's like to be a black man living in Peru? And I don't know that. I'm not saying that Peru is that. I'm saying that if you've done the research to find out if you should be going there, so that's what I'm talking from that aspect of like what it's like to be a black man and a black woman living outside of this country and thriving. You know what I mean? It's like the family I follow in Portugal. They've been there 10 years. He got his wife and 3 kids, thriving, doing real estate, living, loving the culture. They black, not like, oh, we don't think we black or we just happen to be black. They're thriving, living and loving Portugal. Talk about all the things. Anything you want to ask, racism, you want to ask about nightlife, the schooling, the kids, healthcare, all the things. They're thriving and telling people to come. So it just depends. But you gotta do the research. You know what I mean? You have to do you have to do the research. We can't just be freestyling out here trying to figure it out. Or we stay and deal with the things we got to deal with. But let me ask you this. And I'm not asking us here in this conversation to have the answer. It's just a question. If it keeps getting worse, it gets worse, it gets worse, it gets worse. Laws or whatever the case may be, racism, sexism, all the isms, all the things. What do we do? How much has to happen to us as American people, not just black people, as American people? How much has to happen to us before we demand and command more? Like, what else has to happen to us? And see, America has a genius way to divide us, right? So we all don't feel like it's happening to all of us, right? It's like we'll say, oh, that's a black issue, or we'll say, oh no, white people, that's for them over there. They dealing with that. Oh, that's the Asian community here. That's not us. We're not dealing with that, right? It's like think about let's take it back to 9/11. When 9/11 happened, you remember how they treated every Muslim with a turban or with I forgot the name of the I don't want to disrespect what the women wear. I forgot the name of the headwear. But every Muslim with a turban, for sure, they treated like shit. Couldn't walk nowhere. People staring at them in the grocery store. I'm like, wait, y'all think these are all Muslims. You've marketed in a way where they have us thinking, Americans, not me because I know better, but they had us thinking that Muslims in general are all terrorists. How how crazy is that? How crazy is that? Police making people take their turbans off? That's horrible. So what happened? So why are you looking at them like, damn, they going through that thing? Look, they going through it. Dude, it's only a matter of time before it's you. You don't do that to one sector of people and it happens to no other people. That's why it's so crazy when people don't even trip or when racist issue happens to black people. Because we be like, yeah, it's on us now, but it's always gonna turn. It's always going to turn. This may be happening to black people. Redlining, our names being a reason we don't get a job, right? Discrimination on all kind of fronts, on all fronts, discrimination. That happens. But what happens when it's you? Because it's coming around. But America's so divided, we all want to point the finger. It's like the Spider-Man meme. We all pointing at each other. It's all us. The government's sitting there like, look at all of them. We controlling all of them. And at any given time, we'll throw some shit in the game, and they're all gonna fight and not never look at us. And then the minute y'all look at us, we'll throw a diversion out there and have y'all off on something else. It's the truth. I'm not even lying. I'm not even making this stuff up. This is what's been happening right in front of our eyes. It's crazy, yo. It's crazy. You know, it's tough. You don't know what to do. Because even with all the stuff that's going on in government in America and us dealing with our things, you have to also deal with your things in your personal life. You're dealing with your things in your personal life, can't balance that. That's shaky. You're trying to maintain, trying to keep your head above water. You feel like every day you want to pass out, or you feel like every day you can't take it. Every day you're asking God, please, to pull you out of the situation. And then you're also dealing with government issues and racism, and the laws are changing. And the laws are changing are now affecting your bottom dollar, or affecting your way of living, or affecting your kid, what school your kids go to, or how much you make on your job, or if you've been dealing with, if you're on welfare, and how much you get back in food stamps, and whatever the case may be. Like your everything every day is getting messed with because some crooked is happening up top. But also, y'all don't trip. Also, don't put your hands on nobody. Also, don't speak too freely on this internet because something happened to you. Also, don't go against the agenda. Don't talk about the people over there. You know, them people shut stuff down. Also, don't talk about that community. You'll get canceled. All these things are happening at the same time. And we're supposed to stay sane? But that's what God is for. You know, and I'm not saying for the people who aren't spiritual or religious, however y'all decide to definition divvy that up, right? For the people who aren't that, my foundation is how I stay sane dealing with all that stuff I just talked about. I gotta be. If I don't have that, it's complete hopelessness. And when there's complete hopelessness, the way you choose to live your life changes, right? I've looked in the eyes of homies who were hopeless. It's scary. I've looked in the eyes with homegirls who just hopeless. So they'll do whatever it is to get whatever they need. Because this world don't care about me. They look at me like this, so this is what I'm gonna do to make it. And I've looked in a homie's eyes who feel like he don't have nothing and don't respect nothing. So I'll take and do whatever to get forward. Whatever forward means. Yo, it's tough. It's tough, yo. And it's happening all over the world. You talk to people in different places, and they have their issues with government or life. And I'm not saying this particular thing is happening, or I'm not saying people are miserable all over the world. I can't believe that. I refuse to believe that. Right? There's some people where some people are happy. They're living better. Because what they value is different. That's what a lot of us don't understand. We sometimes we look at like our problems as global problems, meaning everybody are having them, but everybody aren't having these same problems because what you value changes how you look at many things. You know what I mean? It's like if you value money, the minute you out of it, and you feel like this, you about to crash out, there's nothing else to do, then you find yourself going crazy. Or it's like if you value sex, imagine the things you'll do out here in these streets. If you value the game, like the crime, or like hitting licks or doing plays or whatever the case may be, you already know what that is. What that's gonna be about. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. What do you value? You know, it's the reason why people are killing each other out here. It's the reason why one of my people's run up on me and asked me where I'm from. My old self tell him I don't game bang and he still shoot. Why? Because he doesn't value anything that looks like him. He don't value himself. So how could he value anything that looks like him? I'm just another number to him. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's trying to keep it cool. Yeah. There's this I just read about this I'm not sure if it's a place in Switzerland or this country somewhere. You can look it up. In fact, let me look it up. The country they talked about they don't they don't uh they don't deal with time out there. Let me find it. It's a small country. Let me see. Um okay, maybe it's this. It says okay, so maybe this was it. It's a okay. I should screenshot this and show it. I'm gonna screenshot this and show it. But anyway, it's an island. It's an island in it's a Norwegian island. They talk about the concept of why not just do that from my damn computer? I don't know why I didn't. Let me show y'all. One second, let me see. Go to Google real quick. What's the name of Norwegian place? Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me show y'all. Bam, 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 bam. But when I talk about value, I mean like how you can change your ways about stuff. Oh yeah, so this right here, what it talks about, it's a the Norway Island no time reference is summary. It's a small Norwegian island that campaigned to become a time free zone in 2019 to reflect the realities of living under the midnight sun. While the campaign was largely symbolic and for publicity, many residents on the island do not rely on clocks. Instead, following their own rhythms and feelings based on schedules, especially during the 69 days of summer when the sun never sets. Right? So how they deal with time is different. So it's like, yo, you set your own hours and your own pace for how and when you want to do stuff, right? So they took the pressure off, the pressure America gives us to, not even America, the world gives us when we're working in between in the guise under the guise of time, right? It's like it's like you heard about the whole scam about how we're supposed to work technically 40 hours a week, right? You work 8 hours a day, right? And then they tell you that it's 24 hours in a day. Now you work 8 of them, get home, have a couple hours to do whatever, and then you go to sleep at like what, 8, 9, 10, 11, and your day is gone. You didn't do anything. It's like you got a whole 24 hours there. You work the majority of your day, which is insane. You know what I mean? Oh, shout out to man. Hold up, man. Let me see who sent this. Shout out to the Fashe. Shout out to my good brother Nick with the super chats, man. I appreciate y'all. Real talk, man. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to my good brother Nick Tafashe for holding me down, showing some support. Man, I love y'all for that, man. Thanks for always holding me down and showing up, because you guys are forever showing up and showing support on my live. I appreciate that greatly. For real. Real talk. Real talk. Appreciate you, brothers. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I really do appreciate y'all for that. Because y'all don't have to do that. Y'all be holding me down. Real talk. Appreciate y'all, man. For real. Salute. Salute. It's a trip. It's a trip. Just how we live our lives in general. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. And I'm always trying to look for some kind of peace. And my foundation in faith is where most of my peace come from, for sure. Outside of that, it's hard to find your peace, because you're dealing with life stuff being thrown at you every time you turn around. Every time you're doing something else, coming up with something, trying to elevate, trying to grow, another element, another thing comes up, and you find yourself being knocked back down. And they tell you, like, you tell you that, keep your head up, hold your head, don't go crazy, pray about it. And you be like, bruh, I'm about to lose it. You be feeling like that. I'm about to lose it. I'm about to lose my mind trying to do all the things y'all told me to do. Go to work, get a wife, take care of your family, be good to people, love your mama, support your friends, be kind, pour into people, speak life into people. I'm not saying we sinless, but I'm just saying all the things y'all told me to do to succeed or be great or be, you just be like, what's the reward for that? But I get it, because the reward is, if I've said anything to you that inspired you in any kind of way, that motivated you in any kind of way, that pushed you in any kind of way, that helped you with something, that alone is a blessing. Heck, I mean, when I speak on my faith, right? I've prayed in the chat live stream before. I speak about my faith strongly in live chat. I don't hide my faith for nobody. I'm very vocal about it. I love Jesus Christ. I say His name, right? I'm very upfront and personal with that. Also, if you've ever even considered, if you ever even a thought ever even considered of finding faith in Christianity because of something I said, that's a blessing. Even if you didn't go all the way, even if you just thought about it, like, man, what's that about? Let me see what that's about. Let me see what Lucc be on when he be. If I even said anything that have you even consider it, that's a blessing. So there are my rewards for things. And rewards, I don't bask in them because I don't want to get credit for doing things you're supposed to do, like showing love, being nice to people, being a shoulder for somebody to cry on, being a crutch for someone, being help for somebody in a tangible way. If I had money to lend somebody, if I had love to give or helping hand somewhere, you know what I mean? It's all like, to God be the glory. The fact that I'm alive, He woke me up. He woke me up so I'm alive, that I'm able to do that for somebody. So I always give glory to God because of it, because of these things. And being honest with you, like I said in the beginning, even with all that said, you still find yourself as human in the flesh, worried about how life's gonna turn out for you. Yeah, man. You know. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta be in the eyes of, like, life don't be going the way you want it to go at times, or you find yourself in like these large, like these dark times, or like these gaps in your year where it's just super tough for whatever case may be. We have to always remember that it's tough now, but this too shall pass. Right? It's tough now, but God's gonna work it out. Yeah, it may seem all bad. You lost your yeah, and it's gonna sound crazy, but if you read the book of Job, it don't sound too crazy. Yeah, you lost your family. You lost your money. You lost your job. Yeah, your friends don't mess with you no more. You lost it. You lost it all. But you didn't lose your faith, right? You lost your wife or your husband. You lost your family. You lost your money, your job. You lost your influence. You lost your popularity. You lost all these things, but you didn't lose your faith, which is the most important thing. Trust me, this too shall pass. You know, we got to practice patience. We got to practice being grateful for it all, the good and the bad. I've said it on here before. I said I pray for doors open and doors that closed, the good and the bad. Yeah, yeah, man. It's tough. It's tough. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's wild. Wow. Yo, Shaq, I'm praying for you. I see you. I'm praying for you. Real talk. May God cover you and get you through these times. May He be a light you lean on at all times. When you can't find your own understanding, lean on Him. Search for Him. It's tough, but this too shall pass. I pray over you and your family. I pray for peace over you, for you and your family. I pray for blessings and abundance. I pray for a life you have yet to know that will produce the fruit necessary for you to deem the success you feel like you should have, in the greatness and the beauty and the joy. I pray it gets easier. I pray God shows you the way. I pray you follow him, and I pray you elevate always. You're gonna have your ups and downs for sure. You're gonna have your ups and downs for sure. For sure. But I pray you come through shining on the other side. It only makes you better. All these are lessons. All these are lessons. But I just pray. I pray you stay down and stay in it. I pray you don't lose the faith. I pray you always look to him. Because if you look to him and look nowhere else, you can never go wrong. So always look to him. He'll take care of you. I believe this. I believe he's a God that answers prayers. I believe he's a God that you can put all of your faith in. I believe that he's a God that you can put all of your trust in. And I believe he will take care of you. And I believe I'm only here because of the prayers of my family, my friends, my wife, my mother, my grandmother, my sister, you guys. I believe I'm here because of these prayers. So when I talk this stuff, I'm not just talking it. I believe it, and we got to hold each other down in this. And I believe God will take care of the rest. I need you to believe that. And I pray all of this in the strong name of Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. You will be fine. Yeah, man. It's tough right now, but we gotta hold each other down. That's why this spaces, I create these spaces. Because I need for us to be able to have these kind of conversations and understand that you're not alone. We all dealing with stuff. Like I said, we all dealing with stuff, and it's tough. We behind. We trying to catch up. We trying to get our head above water. Sometimes you can't see that silver lining. Sometimes you can't see that opening, and you just got to keep moving forward. Deal with the punches. Don't lose the faith. Deal with the punches. Don't lose the faith. Deal with the punches. Don't lose the faith. We got to stay tough. And the reason why we got to stay tough, and I'm glad we're having these conversations, is because when we're able to tell our testimony, when God pulled us through, we have a crowd of witnesses who watched us go through this stuff and are witnesses to watch me elevate and watch me prevail and watch me get out of this. Watch me break through. Watch Shaq have a story for us soon enough to tell us how he got through what he got through. Being that it's been tough since January. He'll have a testimony for us that'll say God took care of him and got him out of that thing he was in. Yeah, man. So I'm praying for all y'all. I'm praying for every single person that sat in this chat today. I'm praying for every single person that had anything to say. All the positive words, all the confirmations, all the I feel yous, and that was real, and I'm going through that too. I'm praying for all y'all. Please pray for me. Please. Yeah, we got to be tough. When I say tough, I don't mean that in a manly kind of way. I'm saying like we got to understand that God got us. It's been prayed about, so we shouldn't have to worry about it. So let's do better in being patient, being grateful, and not dealing in the spirit of fear. We're not doing that. So let's just be, let's be better for one another, stronger for one another. And we can continue creating these safe spaces. Yeah, we're going to laugh here. Yeah, we're going to be silly. Yeah, we're going to talk about crazy stories sometimes. Sometimes we're going to get serious. We talk about politics or religion. Sometimes we'll talk about life and marriage and whatever. But also, we gotta set the space for us to be vulnerable, for us to unload, for us to hold each other down as men and women in this chat. Black, white, green, I don't care what you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what your age is. We have to create a community where people are safe here. They can come here and feel safe. They can come here and talk about their things and don't get laughed at. They can get supported. You can get prayed for on the spot. That's the kind of environment we need to set here. So even though, because the homeroom does get crazy, but homeroom is real too. It needs to feel like home. It needs to feel safe. That's the environment we're creating. Yeah, yeah. So, man, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. Today has been, it's a lot, but also it's been beautiful. I feel like the conversation we just had was necessary. I feel like I feel like things are being taken care of. I think like God is moving on the behalf of some of the things spoken today, some of the things prayed about today. So that's a good thing. I feel like that's a good thing in what we just had today. And I feel like through all our troubles, all of us going through stuff, myself, Shaq going through things, I'm pretty sure Tafashe, Nick, we all got our things we dealing with. We all have our things that we dealing with. One way, some worse than others, some really dark, some a little lighthearted, but some we're all dealing with our things. But I feel like today's conversation was a plus and was what it was definitely definitely an attack on the devil. We don't allow him space here. The devil's not allowed in my spaces. He's not allowed where I am. So I love this environment that we're creating. I love this space that we're creating. And I love the fact that we can laugh one day and then pray for one another the next day. It's an awesome space to be in, and I appreciate all of you. Once again, Tafashe and Nick, thank you for your financial support. I appreciate the super chats, for real. I'm still working on getting monetized. I'm about 100 some hours away from this page being monetized. So I'm just working. I'm working. And I appreciate you brothers for supporting me. And that's some real support. These cats have supported me before my page even got monetized. Just on some support. Just on some showing some love. So I appreciate that. And anybody that comes in here and just listen and just have advice or even supported somebody else in the chat or was there for somebody or even just spoke love into somebody, I appreciate y'all. I really do. Hey, let me tell you something. Tafashe, let me tell you how I'm with you 100%. In the morning sometimes, my AC's messed up. So when it comes to the heat really kicking up, I can't really drive past like 9 because the heat gets kicking up and my car I can't drive people in my car. I'm just being transparent with y'all, right? I can't have people in my car while the sun is beaming down, right? Because they start to ask for AC. I don't have it, my car right now. I'm trying to get it fixed and it's going to take a little second because it's expensive, right? So I get up at 5:30 and I'm out the house. Sometimes in the morning from 5:30 till 9, I only get like one ride. And then I can't drive for the duration of the day unless I go out late night, which I don't like to do because the bar crowd and all that stuff like that. So it's tough. And I'm right there with you, bro. But I feel like these conversations, this community is being built so we can vent our frustrations, right? Not complain. We just venting our frustrations. We realize that we're not alone, so it don't feel as tough as it feels when you feel like you're by yourself. And we can hold each other down in that aspect. And what happens is if we stay focused on God and keep moving forward, then all is a change. I'm not a believer that Tafashe, your end goal, and I'm sure I know you're not either, but I'm just saying this. I'm not a believer that your end goal is DoorDash. It's not. It's temporary. It's a thing we're doing to get us past. You're grateful that you can go make some money. We're grateful for these things, but that's not your end. That's not your end journey, right? You have your clothing line, which is a super dope clothing line, right? All it takes is the right eyes and the right person sometimes, or the right person with the money, and then boom, you're off to the races. Same thing for me. All it takes is a phone call or something to happen where it changes my life, it offers me an opportunity or something, and then boom, I'm off to the races. Until then, it's tough. It's tough, but I'm there with you, bro. 100%. I'm with you. Hey, Shaq. This is a real testament to what this community is. Shaq, I am the friend that people usually do that for. I'm the friend that people call for advice and people call to ask me what I think and about stuff. And I'm also the friend that when I be by myself, I'll be breaking down sometimes, crying like a baby in here because my life ain't what I want it to be right now. I'm not the friend I want to be at times. I'm not the son that I feel like I should be to my mom and my parents. I'm not the husband that I think my wife should have. So I deal with all these things, and you break down feeling like you're not you're not the person you're supposed to be or the man you're supposed to be, right? And then now you suck in that while trying to maintain and provide for yourself and your family, and you start to feel weak. And sometimes you feel like you're not a man at all. So I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. And the only reason I told you that to let you know that I'm with you 1,000%. So I feel you on that. I do. I really do. You know, and you know, man, it's tough. It's tough, but I'm with you, and we gotta hold each other down. And this is only temporary. It's temporary, family. Listen to me. It's temporary. We'll all be out of this stuff. We'll all be out of it. Like it's temporary. But we gotta hold ourselves down. We gotta hold each other down. You know, it's tough. Mm, it's tough. I don't my day to day. I don't know. Sometimes in my life, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I don't know where I will be tomorrow. I don't know what my situation is gonna be like the next day. And sometimes when I'm smiling, people don't know it. People don't know. I just got through finished crying. I just got through finished being in the living room, like not even able to move because I'm just like stuck. And it's hard to grapple with that because you want more, and you try and do. Sometimes you feel like you're doing everything in your power to change it, and it's not changing at the pace you need to change. That's why God says lean on Him because we don't have the power. We can do what we want to do, but it's up to God to push us through. So we got to lean on Him and give Him the glory to know that He's going to change it. He's going to be the reason why you're victorious. He's going to be why the pain stops. He's going to be why the fear stops. He's going to be what the restorer of your faith. He has to be because without Him, we're hopeless. There is nothing to hold on to. There's no foundation, right? So we have to. We have to. And trust me, this conversation will remember it. We'll remember it, right? And then when life starts changing, when things start happening, you'll come back to that. And you'll be able to tell your testimony of when you spoke it here, when we were down here, when we didn't know how we was going to get out here in these times. And then we'll look back and say, wow, remember that? Look what God did. Look how God brought me through. And also for the people who don't believe, right? We'll also be testaments for them people. For people who saw us down and out, for people who saw us get blessed and the miracle came through and changed our lives, then they'll get to revert back like, damn, it did happen for them. I remember how Lucc used to talk about Uber all the time and how he was tired of doing that and how money's funny. He's trying to keep his head above water. But I remember how he pushed through. I remember how he showed up. Even going through that, I remember how he showed up and fought through depression and fought through stress and fought through not feeling like a man and fighting through weakness. I remember. I was on live. I remember them old lives. He's fighting depression and these lives. He was talking about his life and how on the other side of his faith and the happiness, there was the darkness. and how he fought through that, how he fought to let the darkness not take over. Same thing for you, Shaq. Same thing for you. You know, yeah, man. Oh, same thing. Shout out to Kevin Finley, man. Appreciate you, big dog. You do 100%, bro. Real talk, 100%, 1,000%, bro. That's what this space is for. We gotta hold each other down. We gotta have each other because it feels like when you be by yourself, it's like you don't have nobody. Men, we operate different. We it's a difficult understanding when it comes to how we move in these spaces and how it's tough on us when it goes down to like not feeling adequate. You know what I mean? Not feeling like you're doing what you. It's like you're trying, but yeah. But these spaces are for that. I didn't have no idea where. It's funny coming on. When I got on this live, I didn't have no idea where the live was going. I knew that I would talk about that thing that happened yesterday for a little bit and how I was feeling conflicted with that. Um, but also, I truly depend on the conversation we have together. Sometimes I don't have a script or a bunch of things I want to talk about. I may have one or two things, maybe, but I really depend on us conversing, us talking about things. So I'm glad that we can. It started where it started, but I'm so glad. I feel so blessed that it's ending where it did. You know, because yeah, man, yeah, yeah. Um, let's see. Oh, let me see. My bad. That's real talk. I feel like that. I feel like we set the tone, Tavache. I feel like we've been setting the tone for how this is going to go, right? And I feel like with us having these conversations out loud and publicly, that people feel like they're more comfortable with releases as we release or we vent or we discuss or no matter where the conversation goes. And it's imperative that we continue, that we keep it honest, we keep it real, first of all, keep it honest, keep it transparent. And if you only if you feel safe, like this is a safe space for you, then we'll discuss and we'll go over whatever we want to go over. You know, I've talked about my life on here with respects to certain things I may not talk about because maybe I got approval from my wife or something. But other than that, I've talked about everything on here. I don't feel ashamed about none of it. I don't feel embarrassed about any of it. And the reason why is because this ain't my stop. This ain't my final stop. So no matter what I'm talking about today, it's temporary. And what I mean by that is the struggles and the stress and then all the things, it's only temporary. Because I believe, like my mom used to tell me, this too shall pass. Straight up. Yes, sir, Kevin Finley. That's my name, Terrence H. Terrence Harden. Yep. So yeah, man, I just, this has been a blessing today. It really is, man, because I wasn't feeling it this morning. I'm a little shaky. Got some things on my mind, but this is a blessing. This conversation has been a blessing. I believe God worked his way all through the conversation. I believe that I believe somebody heard some things they needed to hear. I believe that somebody is healing as we speak, even myself. You know, so I thank y'all and I appreciate y'all. I really do. That's a Tavashi. That's a fact. You know what I mean? Wow, 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 wow. Kev, Kev, uh, yo, you don't understand how you, Tafashe, and Nick, and love to everybody in the chat, but you, Tafashe, and Nick, how you guys have blessed me today in such a way. You have no idea. You have no idea on how much this means to me. You have no idea on how much this helps me. I'm so I have no words. Straight up. Um, I have no words. I appreciate y'all. Wow. I appreciate y'all. This is this kind of these kind of conversations let me know this is the right thing I chose to do. I have these live chats, build a strong community with trust, with respect, with love, no drama, just real talk, real friendship, real companionship, real brotherhood, real fellowship. Um, yeah, yeah. BW, I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Wow. Much respect. Hey man, y'all really be holding me down, man. You know. Hey Shaq, Shaq, do me a favor. Follow my Instagram page. You have Instagram? If you have Instagram, follow my Instagram page. It's BADLUCC354. Follow my Instagram, BADLUCC354, and DM me your number, please. Thank you, Tavashi. Appreciate you, man. I wish I'm praying the same for you and praying the same for the rest of y'all here. I appreciate y'all. Real talk. Yeah, Shaq, if you can, follow my Instagram page, BADLUCC354, and DM me your number, if possible. I don't want to impose. I'm saying if possible, if you like, DM me your number. I appreciate it greatly. And I'm praying for you, my good brother. It's just temporary. Okay, bet. Appreciate y'all. Yo, so I'm about to get I'm gonna jump offline. I gotta try to figure out the rest of my day and this car. Um, thanks to thank you guys, Kevin Finley, Tafashe, and Nick. Um, you definitely got me way closer to taking care of that problem. I appreciate that a lot. Like in real life, I appreciate that. It's a blessing, and I believe that God was all this conversation, and when God's in the conversation, good things happen. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by. Thank you for supporting me. Monday through Friday, homeroom. Monday through Friday, homeroom, 10 a.m. Except Wednesdays. You know, we do relatable on Wednesdays with Rios. But Monday through Friday, homeroom, 10 a.m. My YouTube channel. I'll, make sure I keep putting posts up and reminders. Man, I'm really proud of the community we're building here today. Not just today. I mean, I'm proud of the community we're building. This today it's been amazing. I appreciate this conversation so much, and I thank y'all. I really do. Man, stay tapped in with me. Like the video if you can, please. If you haven't liked the video already, please like the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Anybody in here that's new, or anybody just peeping and not really saying anything, I understand how that goes. Subscribe if you can for me, please. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment if you can. I appreciate that. It helps me in the algorithms. Help me be seen by more people. And I just thank y'all. I thank y'all for this. Has been an awesome conversation. Everybody who has anything to say in this chat today, thank you. I appreciate it. I respect it. I love you all, and I'll be tapping in with y'all soon. I'm back at it tomorrow in the morning, 10 a.m. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. Praying for you all. Love you all. I'm out. Peace.